get this paper, I stay up and write down all my truths. We can lay a plate or get paid up and bring it back to you. Cause I can speed the day up, shawty, wait up for me, wait all on me, boo. I don't want the bacon on me, fuck the police, try to kill my mood. Trying to get this paper, I stay up and write down all my truths.
Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Wes, and we back with another video this week. This week, you can see, obviously, I'm in the chair. No, I'm not hurt. No, I'm not injured. It's just something serious, and it's something I just want to sit down and talk about before standing up and giving you all your comedian jokes and all of that. For me, it's a serious topic. You know, for you, you might find some joy in this and some information if you were thinking about going the same route that I did. A lot of people have been asking me, why am I getting out the military? And that's going from friends and family, and it's going from people in the military that's asking me, and it's kind of weighing both of those things. So today I'm going to give you just a couple reasons on why I'm getting out the military, or why I got out the military. Because by the time you'll see this video, I'll be a free man. It feels like getting out of prison. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So let's go ahead and hop into this video. So one of the reasons why I'm getting out the military is I dealt with a lot of racism. All right. My first unit that I went to, the very first person I served under, not going to say his name, legal reasons and all of that. He was very racist. He was a white guy, and he was very racist, and he thought that I was just a stereotypical black kid that came into the military off of, at first he thought I was coming, you know, off of judge orders. Like, either my choices was either to join the military or go to jail. That was not the case. Quick story. This is like maybe 2 weeks into me being into the fleet, while I was checking in, and he was showing me like around the unit. One of the guys that was at Motor T, he was getting into it back and forth with his father about a tattoo, and that dude who was also white, he said that his father told him to never talk to him again if he planned on getting that tattoo. Whatever tattoo it was 4 years ago, I really don't remember whatever tattoo it was. So my sergeant told the guy, don't worry about it, Wiggins doesn't even know his dad. That was 2 weeks into me being into the fleet, and already by that time, I really didn't know how I felt about the military due to just dealing with already like military bullshit that you dealing with from day one. Like, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. Get here by 05, we don't step on to 085, stuff like that. But that right there pretty much pushed my mindset on how I viewed the military. So his racism goes on and on for about another year or so until I got moved to another section. But I was telling my officers and whoever else was in charge of me, and they pretty much swept it under the rug. That was something that it was just made me realize, like, I really don't mean shit to these people. I'm just another black kid in the unit. I'm just another number. That's what I felt like. My whole career, until I moved units, I felt like a number. That's it. Just somebody who showed up to work, do what I had to do, and go home. And at a certain point, I was so mentally dead and mentally drained of everything that I was going through day in and day out, of being in that unit and being under that person and just having to deal with them. And in the civilian world, if you're dealing with somebody racist, a lot of companies, they don't really tolerate that, or they just don't want someone to go public with it and slander their company name. And with the military, like in the civilian world, you can quit. You can find another job. You can request to get to go somewhere else. But like in the military, it's not that easy. You can't quit. You can't quit the military. And as much as like a lot of people say like, oh, but the benefits, but the benefits is not going to outweigh you being depressed, you having suicidal thoughts, suicidal attempts, watching people. Like, I have really, really, really bad separation anxiety. I have terrible separation anxiety. When I went on deployment, it really kicked in really bad. Me being away from Jasmine for 6 months and a whole like on the other side of the world, being 12, 13 hours ahead. My racism is a major reason why I decided to get out of the military. My experience is not the same experience that everyone has had, because my best friend, you know, he didn't experience that. He knew what I was going through. He knew that was somebody I could come and talk to, but he didn't experience it like I did. Like, when people, like when you see like online that people have racist experiences that they can talk about, like I experienced it firsthand. Like, I thought that I was going to be the anomaly out here to just be able to not experience that in my whole military career. Like, I went into the military wanting to do 20 years because I knew that I was going to have kids eventually, and I wanted to let them have their retirement for the rest of my life, and them having, you know, somewhat of a cushion to fall on, such as like school and stuff, because I was going to give my GI Bill to my daughter, but I can't anymore because I decided to get out of the military. And it's a lot of stuff that goes into that. But I wanted to do 20 years. When I went in, I wanted to do 20 years. And sometimes I wish I would have listened to my godfather when he told me to go in as an officer. But they deal with bullshit too, just as much as the enlisted side does. But that sergeant, I dealt with racism for I dealt with racism for 3 years. It was 3 years of me like telling the command and them just sweeping it under the rug. Doing command and climate surveys and their names being on it and nothing happening. And it was like the shop that I was in, it was him and it was another guy that was just being racist all the time. And then people that I see, they're trying too hard to be cool with the black people that are in the unit. Cultural appropriation. I hope I'm using the right word. And then using the N-word, and I see black people getting called like hard R, and you know, dealing with all that other type of stuff is sick to see. And it just put me in a place of depression and me wanting like to literally die. Like, when my wife was pregnant, I would drive home every day from work, and there's a turn coming off the highway, and every day at that light, I would contemplate flipping my car. I would literally contemplate flipping my car. Because I just wanted it to end. I was 2.5, almost 3 years in the military, and every day coming home, I wanted to flip my car. But I always told myself that you have a child on the way. You have a wife at home. How is she going to feel if she gets that phone call or that knock on her door, someone telling her that her husband is dead? That's just something I didn't want her to deal with, and I didn't want my daughter to grow up without her father. And I love my daughter and I love my wife. And it's like, now that I'm somewhere else in a different unit away from him, I'm happier, but I'm not at peace, you know? And I honestly feel like I'm never going to have a peace of mind, peace at my English, Sam. I'm never going to have a peace of mind until I get out. And a lot of people are telling me, keep your foot in the door, man. Don't leave the military. Go to a different branch. All branches aren't like that. The whole Marine Corps isn't like that. But it's like, you are letting people stay in that are like this, that are going to breed more people, that are going to be other sergeants, first sergeants, sergeant major, staff sergeant, that are going to be like that. You let him stay in, and he's going to train other people to be like that, because they're going to think it's okay. Like, okay, if he's doing it, he can get away with it, why can't I? And it's like, you can't say but so much in the military as it is. Due to you being on contract, you can't say but only so much. So why let somebody stay? If someone reports something to you, why let it happen? It's like how racism is still alive in America. If your parents are racist, if someone's parents are racist and they teach their kids to be racist, then they're going to be racist and teach their kids to be racist, and so on and so forth. The cycle continues. It's like a circle. It's a circle until someone stops that cycle, until someone says that it's not okay. So why let it happen? That's what I dealt with for 3 years. That shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again every day. Then I have to deal with when I come home and I take my uniform off with me being in the military. I have to deal with getting pulled over by the police, being profiled because I have a nice car. And I'm telling you, I'm in the military, man. I get a stable paycheck. I'm in the military. They don't care. But that's a story for another day. Regardless of the fact, me taking off my uniform, I'm just another in the hood. And then me putting on that uniform, oh my God, he's a hero. And that's not how it really is. And that's not how the world should see me as a black man in a uniform. Because at the end of the day, I take my uniform off. I don't take the skin off. And that's just the stuff I deal with. For the past 4 years, my mental health has decreased so much. It has decreased. I am drained. I don't have nothing else to give. Like the military saying, I drop pat. I'm just gonna be 100% raw, 100% with everybody. And if there's any other questions that people have with me, I'll be willing to answer. But this is just part of the reason why I'm deciding to get out of the military. And by the time you see this, I'll be at home. I'll be able to have some time to rest and get my mental health. Like, I don't know how to explain to people that they really need to hear other people's experiences before they decide to join the military. Don't get me wrong. The military can be a great place for a lot of people. It can also be a terrible place for a lot of people. I'm going to keep this video short. Don't get me wrong. Now, I've had some great times in the military. I've had some fantastic times. I've been to Japan. I've been to Cali for the first time. The military put me on a plane for the first time in my life. I've had some great times. And people always say, don't let the bad times outweigh the good times. But it's like, at a certain point, when something doesn't work for you, why keep doing it? When are you going to realize that it doesn't work? And when are you going to realize to stop doing whatever doesn't work? Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And that's what it feels like being in the military.